All right, welcome to episode 11 of the podcast formerly known as the Wildcast, formerly known as Jimmy Games Wild. Like, what was I thinking with this Jimmy Games Wild? So basically last time, I was super proud of myself. I was like, Jimmy Games Wild, I mean, it's funny. And I was like, now I think it's dumb. So anyway, we're going to change the name again. So the final form, hopefully for now, is going to be just simply the J76 Gaming Podcast with Jimmy Wild. I don't know. I should have just started there, but I really like the Wildcast, but whatever. So yeah, we'll just go with that for now. It's simple. It says what it is. That's all you need. So yeah, now that that's out of the way, what do we have today? Surprise, surprise, there are more Nvidia 3080, 3090 shenanigans. So we'll cover that. Stuff like, let's see, what do we got? Nvidia stopped selling their 3000 series cards on their own website. And it's because they can't keep up with the demand. Number one, the demand for the card, and number two, the demand on the website. So they're just like, punt, here you go. So yeah, who could have ever called this? Who could have ever, who was it that said that this wasn't going to clear itself up? Oh, that's right, I said that from the very beginning, that this wasn't going to clear itself up in just a couple of weeks, like Nvidia was saying. So whatever. Anyway, EVGA put out exactly what their customers were asking for: a queuing system for purchasing the 3080, and then instantly everyone hates it. We'll have an update on the capacitor drama, and then MSI was scalping their own 3080 cards, so that was kind of cool. Talk about that for a second. And then Nvidia moved the release date of the 3070 card to one day after the AMD reveal. Wonder why they're doing that. Anyway, so we'll get into that. And then also we'll do some AMD Zen 3 stuff. Yes! Good stuff. So pumped. And then we'll do a lightning round of some quick stuff. So, all right, before we get too far, I just wanted to say, thanks for watching the podcast, and I really appreciate it. And if you do like it, drop me a like. Those mean the world to me right now, for sure. And subscribes. I'm trying to get up to I think it's either 50 or 100. I want to say 100, and then you can pick your custom YouTube URL. So I kind of want to get to that. So likes and subscribes are very important. And all right, so for this week's collection revisit, I kind of want to go back, I think 1987. So when I was a kid, I was obsessed with California. I wanted to be a surfer. I wanted to be cool like all the movie stars. I wanted sunshine and nice weather. Like, to be honest, I grew up in Michigan. Summer was like 2 weeks in August, and that was it. The rest of the year just sucked. I mean, you can make an argument that fall is nice, but whatever. Summer was not long, and it rained all the friggin' time, but whatever. So I loved California. So one day I was with my mom shopping at Sears, of all places, and I see this on the shelf. Ba-boom. California Games. My little 11-year-old brain was like, girl bikini. California girl bikini, California Games, oh my god. Yeah, so somehow I convinced my mom to buy it for me, or I can't remember, or I bought it myself. I can't remember. I think if I had to bet, I would say that I bought it with either like birthday money or maybe holiday money, something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, let's get that up. So yeah, California Games, 1987. So, and yes, I know I put up, well, you can't see anymore, but I put up the Atari version, but that's because I don't have the Commodore 64 version anymore, because that's what I got it for. I'm still looking for that. I've seen some pretty beat up copies, but I want a real, this is still sealed, so I would love to find a Commodore 64 still sealed, but that's not going to happen. But well, for anything that I would be willing to pay anyways. But hopefully I can find a decent copy for a decent price. But anyway, I'm off task. So yeah, so what did we do here? We have, God, this was crazy. I used to wear Ocean Pacific shirts all the time because of this game. Like, California games, man. Like, this was my jam for a long period of my, and influential in for a long period of my life. So oops, stop it. So yeah, Half-Pipe was fun. I liked it, but I spent more time just trying to go back and forth and just get as much air as possible. Like, I wasn't really concerned with the score. I was just like, how far up can I get? Can I get off the screen? Off the screen. He's off the screen. Like, that was the most important thing to me. But footbag was the shit. Oh my god. So I played footbag so much, and this was trying to figure out what all the moves were too, because I'm like, this is 87. This isn't like, let me Google what that move is. And so I was like, what's a dodo? What's a reverse dodo? Or what's, do they even talk? Oh yeah, what's a disdain? Like, double arch. Like, what are those things? Like, they don't tell you what they are. So it's just like, let me just try to do weird shit and see what happens. So I spent a lot of time playing this, and I remember, I wish I can't make the mental jump of when it happened, but because of this, I got one of the hacky sacks, and I started hacky sack. I had like one of the red and white, or red and off-white, I guess, and especially, but as soon as you took it outside, that white was brown anyways. But yeah, I had like one of those foot bags, and I remember just kicking the shit out of it with my friends in high school. But yeah, so that was awesome. And even to college, I remember getting into college and playing hacky sack a lot. I remember, oh my god, I just thought of this. There was this kid, Craig, and we would play, and for whatever reason, he would just like kick it out of the circle all the time, and then he would just be like, Das Boot, and he'd kick the hacky sack out of the circle. And we were like, ah, damn it, Craig. But anyway, that was dumb. So I love this game. What else was there? Surfing was fun, but it was frustrating because of that wave coming at you all the time. But I remember one time I was playing, and the wave, like the crashing part of the wave, never showed up, never like spawned in. It like glitched out. So I just sat there and did tricks forever until like, I think you have like a minute or a minute and a half or whatever, and I was just doing tricks nonstop. And so I set this ridiculous score that I never touched again, because I couldn't, with the wave there, like I couldn't do enough tricks to get it to beat it. So anyway, that was amazing. Skating was fun. I like skating. BMX was fun. But the only thing that sucked was flying disc. Flying disc was awful. It was so boring. And actually, I think this game, like flying disc, actually started my like disdain for disc golf. Like later on, when people were like, oh, you want to play frisbee, or you want to play disc golf, and it's like, no, get out of here, frisbee chucker. Oh god. And I'm sorry that if you love disc golf or playing frisbee, but you're a dork. Yeah. Alright, so first up, what have I been playing? Well, I don't know if you heard of it, but there's this little game called Genshin Impact, and it kind of hit the world by storm. I don't know, like all of a sudden my entire friends list is playing it, and I'm playing it, and I'm like, oh crap, what's going on? But I had to take a break because I can tell that it's going to be an issue. I know that with my personality, I could potentially spend a boatload of money on this game. So I just kind of had to back off my own hype train a little bit. But Genshin Impact is, and I guess I'm familiar with the term or the genre, but it wasn't top of mind because I don't normally play stuff like that. So, but a gacha game, it's basically loot boxes is the whole point of the game. But anyway, it's fun and it's free to play. And if you can actually stay free to play, then it's pretty cool. Like, I would really like it, but the opportunity to spend hundreds of dollars is just right in your face all the time. So, but it's fun. I recommend trying it, especially if you're not an addictive personality that loves to gamble on loot boxes. So, what else? So yeah. So I did I picked up Xenoblade Chronicles X again. And I did some farming, and I actually put together a video, which I've been meaning to do for a while, on how to farm up items and how to build the Ares 70 scale. So that was cool. I can't wait to get to the 90, but in order to get to the Ares 90, I would have to put No Man's Sky down, and that's what I've been playing a lot. I think I have maybe 50 hours or so of No Man's Sky since the Origin patch dropped, and it's good. Well, I mean, okay, so I love the game. I got super frustrated at the start of the game because it was a little buggy, but but every patch has improved it, and I think the game is phenomenal right now. Like, I could play it, well, almost nonstop. I think I played till 4 a.m. last night. Yeah. It's kind of like Civilization, where like it's nothing like Civilization in gameplay, but in Civilization where you're like, oh, just one more turn, and in No Man's Sky, for me, it's just like one more planet, one more system, that sort of thing. So anyway, I've been playing a lot of that. But let's see, what have I got? I got my fleet of ships. I got my freighter. I'm still looking for a good hauler. So in the meantime, I got my exos. I've been just jumping system doing the trading, and so I got my exosuit is all maxed out now, and I got my explorer. So I love explorer. So I got my explorer up to 40 slots. 40. It's a 40-14 right now, so it's got 40 inventory and then 14 tech. So I'm close. Like 48-14 would be the max, so I'd like to get there. But in the meantime, 40-14 is fine. The important thing is the looks and the colors. Like it's I need that. Let's see what else. And then so I saved up about like 300 million ish. So once I see that hauler that I want, I really want a yellow fan hauler. I love those. I just there's something cool, like probably the gooseneck one, because there's like the straight, I don't know what you call it, like the straight one, and then there's the one that goes up like a gooseneck, and then with like the the nice wings with the fan on it. And I love yellow. Sorry, I'm a yellow car guy, so I'm also a yellow ship guy apparently. But anyway, so yeah, so I'd like to find that hauler, but I think after I'm done filming and editing this, I'll probably jump in and try to do some quests, because I'd really like to get a little bit further quests. I really got to get to that living ship, because I really want that. I really want to do it. But anyway, I'm already rambling about No Man's Sky because it's top of mind to me right now, and that's all I want to do. That's all I want to play. That's all I want to talk about. That's all I want to watch on YouTube. Whatever. All right, so let's get into the actual first topic today. We got to, like I said in the intro, Nvidia is no longer selling their 3080s and 3090s on their own store. So if you want them, you have to go to Best Buy, which should be fun. But the point that they said is like, you know, the buying experience is not good through the Nvidia website. Yeah, no shit. And like basically they don't want to invest in upgrading their store. So they're just gonna be like, here, Best Buy, you handle all of the sales now. And I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they're gonna upgrade their site. I don't know. Whatever. So the interesting thing about Best Buy now, and this is something that I've heard. So you can fully classify this as rumor, but apparently Best Buy puts up cards one at a time. So like open up a box and there's 10 GPUs. I'm completely making this scenario up, but you get the idea. Open up a box, there's 10 GPUs, pull out one. Oh, this is an EVGA. Let's go ahead and scan that, and then it's on the site. Like right there. It's not like, oh, let me scan the whole box and then they're all on the site. It's like one at a time and they go up on the site. That's, like I said, that's completely rumor, but that would make sense why they're just like instantly gone. You have not even a second from that site going live to actually get the card. But I don't know, whatever. But who knows? Maybe it'll get a little bit easier. I doubt it. I mean, because Nvidia themselves said that they can't handle the demand until 2021, which, like I said earlier, who could have possibly called that? Oh, right, I did. So what else we got? Nvidia, good guy, Nvidia, put out this. This was on Twitter, but also in the forums. So basically, they set up a queue system, which is what people are asking for. People are asking for every single day. How come I can't pre-order? How come I can't queue up? Blah, blah, blah. Why can't I buy this? Okay. So what they did is they said so you go to a website and you say, oh, this is out of stock, but it has auto notify. I'm like, okay. So as soon as you click that, you are now in the queue for one of the cards. Pretty cool. And then what happens is they will, in order, first come, first serve, they will send you an email when your turn is up and you have 8 hours to purchase the card. 8 hours. Sounds pretty good. Like, you get a unique link sent to you that says, this is your card. You have 8 hours. Please purchase. And if you do, you do. If you don't, it goes back into the system and someone else gets a chance. So, fantastic. Exactly what people wanted. People wanted to just say, I want the card, and then they will get it notified when they can get it. So, of course, the internet is like, that sucks. Now I gotta check my email all the time. Like, what the fuck are you actually talking about? I need to check that's your complaint? I need to check my email once every 8 hours? Like, who doesn't do that? Who isn't staring at their phone all the time, looking at their emails? I can't. I can't with this world. Anyway, so I think it's fantastic. Well, like, what do you want to do? You want to check your email 3 times a day, basically? Or do you want to refresh multiple websites once a second for hours and hours and days on end, which is what I did to get my 3080? Speaking of, I actually skipped the part where I do the collection updates because I didn't buy any new games. I got my 3080 finally. By the time I got it, I was so pissed off I wasn't even excited anymore, because I seriously spent like 30, 40 hours refreshing websites trying to get it. So, like I said, by the time I got it, I was just like, I don't care anymore. I was so pissed off. But anyway, it's a fantastic card. Don't get me wrong. But anyway, so I'm off task. Where was I? EVGA. Oh, the capacitor stuff. So if you remember last time we talked about capacitors, where on the back of the card there are, well, I'm not going to go into it again, but what they said is basically like some of the manufacturers were cheaping out and using lower quality parts. So internet up in arms, of course. And I kind of get it, I kind of don't, but whatever. So Der Bauer actually did a video, and you should watch it because he's awesome. But the short version is that yes, it does make a difference using the cheap parts. And EVGA was one of the ones that said the reason that the card that I got was delayed because they realized the cheap parts weren't working. So they did a quick redesign and put the more expensive parts, or I shouldn't say more expensive, let's just say the better. And better is we're talking 20 megahertz difference in performance. So 20 megahertz when you're dealing with 2000 megahertz is, it's not a lot, but still, I'll take that 20 megahertz. But anyway, the point is, it's not that big of a deal. And Nvidia put out a patch firmware, which I think is funny because it's just like, oh, well, if it crashes at 2 gigahertz, we just won't let it go there. Anyway, whatever. The point is just, if you get a chance to buy a 3080, don't worry about what the parts are on the back. Well, with that said, I wouldn't buy some of the cheaper brands. But I always buy EVGA, like I've said before, so I just stick with them. The Founders cards are nice. So yeah. Asus is apparently has all of the better parts. So whatever, it's fine. Probably just stay away from PNY. I think everyone hates PNY and Zotac, but whatever. What else do we got? Oh yeah, so MSI was scalping their own cards on eBay. That's pretty sweet. And this was a much smaller deal than I think it blew up to be. Basically is someone got a hold, a subsidiary of MSI got a hold of some 3080 graphics cards and put them on eBay for like triple the price, I think. Yeah, $23.99. Oh wait, no, that's the 3090. But yeah, they were $14.99, I think, for the 3080s. They were marking them up, and people bought them. And I was like, number one, if you bought a $700 card for $1,500, you're a fucking idiot. So whatever. So good guy MSI was like, okay, well, we will refund the difference. So I'm like, that's cool and all. Like, the cards never should have been up there. Like, lots of things shouldn't have happened. Number one, the cards shouldn't have been up there. So, but we're talking like a small number, like 4 cards, I think it was. So who gives a shit? But two is the people that actually bought these for $1,500. You're fucking morons. Stop it. Like, I can't stand the fact that you exist. Makes me sad. But anyways, so they're going to get a refund. So it actually worked out well. So instead of like fighting the system, they just bought some cards on eBay and then they're going to get a refund. Like, fuck off. Anyways, I'm not bitter that I spent, like I said, like 30 or 40 hours refreshing websites trying to get one. But anyway, I think, like I said, I think this blew up really huge about, oh, MSI is such a bad guy. I mean, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. But I mean, this was like 4 cards. Get over it. All right. So next up, we got once again, Nvidia delays the launch of the 3070, which was supposed to happen this week, I think. It's supposed to happen, I can't remember, the 17th, I want to say. But they pushed it back until the 29th. I'm like, oh, why the 29th? Well, if you listen to Nvidia, it's so they can have an extra 2 weeks to build up stock. Get out of here. Or is it because AMD is going to premiere their video cards on the 28th? So Nvidia is going to take a look at that and then respond with the the 3070 and try to either steal thunder or undercut price or whatever. So I'm like, I don't care that they did that. Like, that's fine. But them saying that this is due to availability, like, no, come on, we're not that dumb. I mean, well, maybe some people are. I mean, some people bought video cards for twice the price. So maybe there are people dumb enough to think that this move is because of availability. Yeah. So you know what? Like, I am sick of dealing with this. Like, these 30 series cards. Like I said, I'm so pissed off at the buying situation that I just don't even care anymore. So I'm gonna stop complaining about this until next week probably. So what's actually some good news? Like, what is the actual great stuff? AMD on the was it the 8th? Yeah, the 8th. They had their Ryzen Zen 3 architecture and launch broadcast. So good. It's so good. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I've already planned my entire build around one of these processors, so so I guess that I'm all in anyways. But let's see, what do we got here? So what did they announce? They announced 4 CPUs, and they're kind of, well, I'm sure they reserve the right to launch some more in the product line, but I think this is a really clean version of what they had before. For like the 3000 series, you know, they had the 3600, they had the 3600X, they had a 3700, 3700X, 3800, 3800X, or whatever, and all this stuff, 3900X, and then the 3950X. And I was like, that's a lot. So here we are. Here you have 4 CPUs. You want a 5600X, 800X, 5900X, and 5950. Good stuff. Like, it's easy. Now, they did raise their prices a little bit. Most notably at the bottom end, the 5600X, I want to say it was $199 for the 3600. And then I think it slowly creeped up to $300 once I got to the 3600 XT. But anyway, so everything basically went up $50. Okay. So, I mean, you're still delivering massive performance, and I'm not really mad at the Ryzen 9 5900X. 12 cores for $549. Okay. So I'm currently in this moral dilemma of, do I want the 5950X or the 5900X? I don't know. For gaming, I don't know. We'll see. But on November 5th, all of these will launch. So we'll get to see how AMD handles the launch of a CPU, and we'll see if they do it a little bit better than Nvidia. Now, they have claimed that they have plenty of CPU, plenty of stock, but who knows? Let's see what else we got. Okay, nothing here. So yeah, you should go check out the presentation. It's only like 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes, trust me. If you're interested, take it. And then, so this is just a comparison of some games 3900X to a 5900X and just like look at the performance improvement, and I'm like, not bad, not bad. And they had another slide somewhere where they're comparing it to the 10900K. And actually, I have to admit, I do appreciate the AMD marketing was really look at the improvements from the 3000 series to the 5000 series. And then they spent some time talking about Intel, but it was really, the presentation was, it was good stuff talking about look at all the improvements that we have made. And here is the value. So it's like, okay, that's cool. So yes, I'm an AMD shill apparently. And like I've said this before, but I feel like I need to say it every time. I do own AMD stock, so it's like I want them to do good, but I genuinely feel like this is the time for AMD to shine. And this is going to be my first gaming AMD build ever. So I have a 3900X in my AV server. What else? Oh, and I have a 3700X in another server, but those are like production workload type stuff, not gaming. So we'll see. I'm excited though. First gaming AMD. Woohoo. All right. So that's that. Yeah, so let's get into the lightning round where I don't ramble so much. But actually this is a twofer in the lightning round. So much drama on the internet about the actual usable drive space on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. And so, I mean, PlayStation, they were a little shady coming out of the gate because they had, they have an 825 gigabyte drive in there. And they're like, it's custom. Well, of course it is, Sony, because of course you did something custom. But anyway, but it has a 768 usable space. Okay, that's fine, whatever. Series X is a little bit different. They have a full terabyte drive, but only 802 usable. So, okay, a couple things. One, everyone that's complaining about, well, where's my terabyte or where's my 825 gig? You'd be like, have you ever looked at a drive before? Like, look at your computer. A 1 terabyte drive is not 1 terabyte usable. And on these, like, they're putting their OS on there. That takes up space. Like, whatever else that they have going on with the system itself, that takes space. So no shit, you don't get 825 gigabytes usable. Like, this isn't news. Like, and people are pissed about it. Like, get out of here. Now, like, the Sony thing is funny, but the Xbox Series X one is, I mean, it's just like, it's like sad. But so people love the quick resume on the Xbox Series X. I'm like, that's cool, it's awesome. But then they will say how awesome it is, and then they'll say, well, but look, Microsoft, they're lying. It's not a terabyte. You only get 800 gigs. I'm like, oh, well, I wonder what they're using that for. Is it maybe so that your quick resume actually fucking works? Oh, weird. That's so weird that some feature takes disk space. Like, come on. So anyways, like, what they're doing, which is pretty cool, is they're dumping their, like, your game, if you're playing your game, they're taking it out of memory and putting it onto the drive. Excuse me. They're putting it onto the drive. So that means you can, like, power down, like, take your console somewhere else, power it back up, and quick resume is going to work because it's not in volatile memory, it's on the drive. but that takes space. So if you want to cycle between like 3 games that you're playing, or 4 games, or whatever, I don't know what the limitations are, but they're there on the drive, and then they just pull them back into memory and start playing. It's pretty cool, but it takes drive space. So yeah, it cracks me up watching Twitter, Twitter's a cesspool anyways, but watching Twitter or Reddit or whatever, and people like, well, where's my drive space, liars? Get out of here. All right. Sorry, I really went too much on that one, but that one just really drives me crazy. Drive. Anyway, so cool stuff. Medium release date, early December. So this is cool because Xbox is a little soft on the launch titles. to be fair, I think that's why they're pushing the backwards compatibility so hard, which is fine, because I think it was Linus. I think it was Linus went up and said, you're probably going to want to, or maybe it was Luke. I think it was on WAN Show. They were talking about it. And it's like, I think a lot of people are going to get an Xbox Series X and they're going to want to play their old games again. Just because they're going to look nicer and they're going to run better. So that's fine. Like, that's cool. Like, I'll do it. I'll play Fallout 4 again, or I don't know, whatever. But yeah, so anyways, so it's cool that, Medium is one of the ones that I was pretty excited about. So early December, that's not too bad. Because especially if you tie in that Amazon said that some of their Xbox pre-orders aren't going to make it on time. So we'll see. Hopefully I have an Xbox before December. All right. So this was really cool stuff. Every game that will receive a next-gen version. And so this is a little bit old, so it might be updated since then. But these are both platforms, games that are going to get like an enhanced next-gen version. So like there's some cool stuff on there. Like Borderlands 3 is important to me. I love that game. I know Control is going to be big for a lot of people. Cyberpunk, duh. Like the whole universe is waiting for Cyberpunk. Destiny 2, like that'll be sweet. And Doom Eternal. I think Doom Eternal was the one that they were playing on, or showing on WAN Show, with Linus that was talking about it, and then just like showing the graphics. So yeah, it looks good. It's gonna run good too. But yeah, so those are some cool games to look forward to playing again, or well, I guess some of them are new, but anyway, good stuff there. And let's wrap it up with Genshin Impact. So, like I said, this kind of took the world by storm. But yeah, the only reason I really want to point this patch out is if you sign up and start a character before patch 1.1 drops on November 11th, then you get a free character, and you get a bunch of rewards. Actually, I shouldn't just say you get a free character. You do get a free character, but you get a boatload of rewards. So you get like the in-game currency, and you get a ton of it for free. So yeah, it's really worth it. If you are at all interested in Genshin Impact, you should go ahead and just sign up. Like I said, it's free. Play for like an hour, let's say, or 2 hours, whatever. And I think the magic number is adventure rank 7. So if you get to adventure rank 7, if you don't know what that means, that's fine. Play the game. It'll tell you. But at 7, you get a reward of, well, let's see. It's like $20 worth of currency for free. Maybe more. Let's say $20 to $30 worth of currency for free, and that's enough to get probably a couple of characters extra. So yeah. So it's definitely worthwhile if you're interested to get in there sooner rather than later, because once 1.1 drops, then all of those bonuses go away. So who knows what they're going to put in place, but the current bonuses, which are really nice, are going to go away. So yeah, so in this case, early adopter actually works out pretty well. So yeah, I think I've said way too much already, so I'm just gonna stop. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you in the next one.